happy to meet you.
I'm happy to meet you too.
Now, I have a question. Those pants, how did you get into those? They like spray painted on you?
Almost.
Yeah.
Very carefully. And the zip, they were pretty old pants. They were from the 50s already.
Right.
So we had to be pretty careful with them. And then I had to be stitched in because the zip, I think, was either going or they didn't want it to show. So they used to stitch me into these pants every day.
Really?
Yeah, so I didn't drink a lot.
Did you keep them?
I did, actually.
You
I
did?
did. And when we had the re-premiere about a month ago, I decided I'm just going to try them on just to see. Because I can wear the jacket. The jacket's no problem, but I tried them on, and I'm so happy that the elastic had gone, so I never had to be embarrassed to find out how far off I was.
Oh, really?
So I never will know. Isn't that wonderful?
No. You can give them to me. I can use it as like a sweatband in my head or something. That's about all. But now the re-release, when they told you they were going to re-release it into the theaters, did you think, what are you, crazy? It's been on video forever? And
Actually, I could see that it would be a hit again, because about 5 years before I'd been to see it in LA, they had like, you know how the Rocky Horror Show had this cult following?
Right.
Well, Grease had this kind of following, and I went with Randall Kleiser, the director, and Didi Conn, who was Frenchie, and we all went together, and they were all dressed up in leather jackets and ponytails and singing along, and I remember thinking, they could bring this out again.
Yeah.
So I was more surprised the first time it was such a big hit, but the second time I was kind of...
That was the night that I saw you in the restaurant, because you guys were going to that event. It was
right.
Muse, that was the name of it, right?
Yeah,
on Beverly, and I saw Olivia Newton-John eating, and I was like, it's Olivia Newton-John! But I didn't go over. I felt like...
And I felt the same. I saw Rosie and felt the same way. Isn't that silly?
It's weird, isn't it?
Silly.
But it's even worse to go over and go, hi, I'm a celebrity, and you might know me. And, I know you too, so nice to meet you. We're both famous. You feel like a dork to do that, don't you?
Yeah, a little.
Who did you admire, like, want to be like when you were growing up?
I loved, when I was singing, my favourite singing stars were Joan Baez and Dionne Warwick.
Yeah.
And I loved Ray Charles and Nina Simone, and that was kind of the music that I loved when I was a kid.
And you got the job of Sandy because you were at a party at Helen Reddy's house?
That's right. I was
I Am Woman, Hear Me Roar?
Yeah. She was great. She was really wonderful to me. She and her husband at the time, Jeff, were very supportive of me, and they had me over quite often. And this particular night, Alan Carr was there, sitting opposite me. And he apparently thought I was right for Sandy, and that's how I got the part. So thank you, Helen. I've always said thank you to her for ever since, for inviting me for dinner.
Now, she's from where you're from, isn't she?
She's from Australia.
Yeah, she is. I didn't know that.
Yeah, she's an Aussie girl.
She did my show, and I was like, where is she having this accent from? I thought she was from New York.
Yeah, no, well, I think she moved here quite young and has been here longer, and I just never lost mine.
Oh, it's adorable. I would love to have it. So much better than New York.
Oh, I like New York.
Oh, no, but it sounds so
It's
charming,
cute.
Australian.
Oh, but I think New York's charming.
You think New York's charming?
Yeah, it's fun. I like the accent. I do,
Really?
yeah.
I think you sound like a thug. You know? Sometimes, like, I'll watch the show, I'll be like, you know, the day off, and I'll get out of the shower, and it'll be on, and I'm like, who is that, Stallone? And it's me, you know? Like, I don't even think I sound like that. It's scary.
Well, you haven't been to Australia and heard the real strong accent then, have you?
No, the only thing I know from that is, a dingo's got my baby! You know? That's the only thing I know from that Meryl Streep movie. So how's your daughter?
She's wonderful.
Is she great?
Yeah, she's 12 and so smart and so funny and great company.
Does she want to be a performer too?
I think she does.
Really?
Yeah, she tells me, you know, when I say to her, well, you know, what college are you going to go to, darling? She says, well, I think I want to do what you do. I go, oh, well, that's fine. You know, I've had a wonderful career. I'll be supportive of her if she wants to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Would you encourage her to go to school first?
I'd like her to do that because I didn't finish.
No, I didn't
And I would
either.
like her to finish so she can teach me some stuff.
I have regrets about that too.
I do. For years after I left school, I used to have nightmares about going to exams and not knowing what was happening. Did you have that?
Yeah, because that happened to me in real life. I went to college for 1 year, and while I was there, I would go do stand-up at the nightclubs, so I couldn't get up for the classes. And then I'd take the test because I felt bad that I'd paid the tuition, and I'd get like a D minus, you know. It was a bad scene for me.
Yeah.
Did you want to be a performer starting when you were a little kid?
I think that I don't know if it was a conscious thing, but I was always performing and dressing up and doing shows and singing and writing songs and poetry and stuff all the time. But I wanted to be a vet, actually.
No kidding.
And then if I couldn't be a vet, I thought, well, I loved horses so much that maybe I could be a mounted policewoman. Then I could ride horses and get paid for it. So that was my second choice. Singing kind of happened. I love to sing, and my sister was married to a man who had a coffee lounge, and I used to sing in there, just sitting there singing next to the guy who was playing on the stage. He invited me up one night, and I started singing along with him, and it kind of went from there.
And you won a big award there in Australia?
Yeah, I won a singing contest singing Everything's Coming Up Roses.
Really?
Yeah.
I just sang that on my little thing.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, in the wrong key. Whatever. That you won a contest?
Yeah, it was a national singing contest. It was a talent contest all around the country. And I was 15 and I went into it and didn't really think I had a chance. And before I knew it, I was in the final and I won. And I got a trip to England out of it. And then they invited me to do kind of a permanent job on this TV show.
It's not bad gig,
That's how it started. No, it was wonderful.
Well, I am, like everyone else, I'm so happy that you are cancer-free for 5 years. We're going to take a break, come back, and talk all about that and what great stuff you've done through that. We'll be back to talk to Olivia Newton-John right after this.